Well, the travel sector has seen a £300 million boost despite Brexit and fears of global trade wars, and that means uncertainty. We're still going abroad and making plans to do so. Paul Nelson is travel industry expert and commentator. Paul, good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is, I suppose, the thing is, I wonder how many of them are flying on March the 29th. Because that's the day that I've been avoiding.
Yeah, it's hard to say. So that World Travel Market is where all the deals for the industry are done, and those deals are the packages and the holidays that you'll see in all the brochures and on the websites that we all book. So World Travel Market takes place in November, and the industry comes together all in London, 50,000 of the most senior execs, and they do these deals, so they sign the deal. So that's where the £300 million boosters come from. So as I said, £3.4 billion worth of business was done at the last event. And that's the business. But you're right, from a consumer perspective, it's certainly a little bit of a mixed picture. We're seeing in the industry a lot of people are going on holiday actually before the March the 29th deadline. So where there is a little bit of certainty, consumers are taking a holiday now because they know what it's going to be like going through customs, etc. And you're right, there is a little bit of uncertainty for after March the 29th, but I'm sure that we'll still see British consumers booking once we know what it all means, because we all love our week or 2 weeks in the December, where it's kind of a staple of the country, and yeah, we all need it.
Paul, I'm really interested. Is there a trend as to where everyone is going? Is everyone off to south of Spain? Like, what's happening?
It's a mixed picture, but we're definitely seeing at the moment that bookings to countries outside of the Euro are most definitely seeing an increase. So these are countries that we would normally travel to in big numbers, but we are travelling to this year, it looks like, in even greater numbers. So they're countries like Croatia, Tunisia, Turkey, Egypt, Bulgaria. So countries that, we do travel to a lot, but they've certainly risen up the rankings for this year.
See, I do wonder as well whether it's also partly when you're talking about places like Egypt. Egypt for us and Turkey, they are the places that when you talk about bang for your buck, you get a good deal. I've just come back from Mallorca, and essentially I got one for one. It was £1 equals €1. So it was actually reasonably expensive. We ate in a lot, that's all I can say. And we took the bus. Isn't that part of the problem, is that we're looking at the euro and looking at how it's gone from being 1.6 euros. Do you remember those giddy years when it was 1.6 euros to the pound, and now here we are with parity, as I said. So, we're just looking around and thinking if we can have more of a fun time and not have to constantly count out our pennies, as it were. That's why we're looking at other places like Tunisia.
Yeah, I think that's most definitely part of it. I think also Tunisia obviously had some challenges that they had to overcome a couple of years ago. Same with Turkey, and yeah, most definitely people are looking for value, and that is where the value is. You're right as far as with the euro is concerned, and it is practically 1-to-1 now. But also at the same time, because of the whole Brexit and past March the 29th, we don't actually know what welcome or what type of experience we're going to get, as we're coming through customs, etc. So yeah, definitely from a value perspective, but also from a certainty perspective as well.
So what's your advice for the consumer in Britain today?
With regards to Brexit, probably.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? With regards to Brexit, yeah.
Well, I mean, we will still travel to Spain and France, etc., or Portugal, Italy, in massive numbers. We, as a market to the EU, is so important. So there's 70 million trips from Britain, 70 million holidays, in effect, that go out overseas, out of the UK every year, of which 30 million of those go to the EU countries. So we are central to their economies, Spain, etc., and they rely so heavily on tourism. So.
Are you saying, sorry, Paul, are you trying to say with that then that you think that it will be a lot easier than we think it is, or that really it is Project Fear and that things will run as smoothly as they do now?
This is only my personal opinion, but yes, I do, because we are so important from a travel industry perspective, to their country, to their GDP. Our market is so important to them. I don't see personally it being too much of an issue past March the 29th, but obviously it's a guessing game, isn't it? None of us really know.
Yeah, because there's a thing of this being like another Y2K bug, isn't it? With everyone getting terrified that we're never going to be able to travel to the EU again, and everyone's terrified of like the long queues when you get to passport control. Is this just something that we shouldn't be worried about then?
Well, I can understand why at the moment it does seem like consumers are waiting to book until past March the 29th. But yeah, as I said, my personal opinion is, with the knowledge I have and the understanding of how important we are to the success of their travel and tourism industries in Europe, which is central to their overall GDP and the success of their whole economy. I can't see it being an issue. I'm sure that they will make sure that we're welcome and that they have to, they get the bookings and the interest from the UK market.
And also, we're very important as a destination for them as well, mostly because of our history and our fine weather. Listen, it's much kind. Yeah. I tell you what, rain is so much kinder on the skin than that burning hot sun that just frazzles you up and just destroys all your moisture. So that's the other thing, isn't it? I suppose if you look at it the other way, we have got cheaper.
Oh, without question, as you said, yeah, it's, 1-to-1 from the euro from us going over there. But that's obviously the flip side, means that we have, since the Brexit vote, we are a lot cheaper, and we've seen a massive increase. So, quite perversely, it has been a real boost for the travel industry because of that. If you look at it from prior to the Olympics, we had just over 30 million visits coming over to the UK. We're now at nearly 40 million. Yeah. So the Brexit has really kind of helped keep that momentum up from the Olympics. So yeah, we got an average spend of 18 billion from tourists in 2011. That's now up at nearly 25 billion.
Yeah, Paul, do you like those new passport control things where you just put your passport in and then just have to take your hat off and take your sunglasses off and virtually strip down to your vest and pants, and then still it doesn't work, and then you have to have somebody coming over and help you to get through the gate? Do you like those ones?
Well, I've never had a problem with it.
Oh, really? Okay. Just me then. Thanks, Paul. Paul Nelson there.